I'm going to talk about. I want to talk about breadcrumbing, but maybe it's not breadcrumbing. Maybe this is more about an inconsistent energy that comes along with. Uh, this is a unique situation. This is a situation that I currently, or I'm kind of putting to bed at this point. Um, so there's a person that they got in touch with me recently and said that they wanted to see me, basically that they were going to be in town, and they live not all that far away, but they, a ways, a few hours away. And we they kind of moved out here like a year and a half ago, but then they moved back to the other town that they lived in. And we went on a few dates and hung out a bit. And we had a really strong connection. Um, and at that time, when we saw each other, there was a little weirdness of like some disappearing um, when we were supposed to get together and things of that nature. And the last time that I saw them, they were kind of like, I just, I can't really be what you need me to be, or I don't, they didn't put it that way, but that was the kind of how it ended, but they wanted to leave it open. And for me, it's like, okay, yeah, I'll leave it open. And this is the thing, like when I have a good connection with somebody, sure, I'll leave it open, but it's not like I'm gonna sit there and wait. So I didn't. Saw other people. I had a relationship. It's been like a year and a half, and they told me that they just haven't, you know, haven't even dated anyone since me, which is like whatever. I mean, I don't think that's totally hard. I mean, if you just don't jive with people, you don't. And to be honest, like there aren't tons of people that I'm like, oh yeah, this is a great connection. It's just that's how it is, kind of. Um, so they said they were going to be in town and they'd like to see me, and I was like, perfect. I have some time, and then it started getting into kind of that energy that they were doing before, where it was like, oh, okay, and then we're gonna hang out now, and then I wouldn't hear from them, and so I was just like, okay, kind of the same things happening, so I'm not gonna put too much weight in it. I'm just gonna let them figure out what they need to figure out, and then they can come to me. And then at some point, it was like they left me a message, kind of being like, oh, you don't deserve, you deserve like timely responses, and I haven't been very good about that, and apologize and all this. And then there was a pretty dang specific plan made, and they didn't do it. And I just told them that I could tell they were just kind of something else was going on. So I'm like, can we like talk? Can we get on the phone? And they said yes. And we ended up doing like a FaceTime, which was so nice because, it was really nice to see their face. And even though we weren't in the same room, it's a lot more connective when you're trying to talk about something serious over, like I think either meeting in person, talking on the phone, texting just doesn't work when you're trying to sort something out. And so we talked for a couple hours, and I just told them that for me, I really need honesty, and I just would prefer to get a text saying, or a call saying, hey, I can't do this. So they are going through um, some health stuff or whatever. And so it's like, I understand that pretty well. And it's like things that they want to do and obligations that they want to meet, they aren't able to do sometimes, and maybe a lot of the time. And they're still trying to do the thing, and then to be fair, they kind of had that in their personality before. So anyway, they told me that they had very specific, strong feelings for me, and I have feelings for them too. However, here's the thing: I can't abandon myself, and this is what I want you. This is the lesson that I want everyone to like. Well, not the lesson, but here's the thing, the element to this that I think is important that is heard, which is just because you have a feeling for someone or someone loves you or you love someone, if you give them the blueprint for what you need, what your needs are, and they can't meet those, then you have to cut it loose. And here's the thing: if this person came back at some point, now, I don't know. This has been the second chance, and so I'm not sure if it would be something that I would do unless they really showed up and started showing a massive difference in the way they showed up. And here's where I can have an unconditional love for a person. So I don't know how much unconditional love is possible. I think it's probably more, comes more in a parental type thing. But like when it comes, I have a few best friends and I have a few romantic partners that I have this specific feeling for, which is they are in the place that they're in and I can love them. It doesn't mean that I can be with them, if that makes sense. So I have a very strong, specific love for this person. However, I am not going to abandon myself in the situation. And that's what I think is important that is understood in this particular video. You will come across people that you have massive connections and love for, but it doesn't mean that you're compatible. And that's where this is the problem. Because this person and I have a magnetism toward each other, and we have several kinds of connections, from like being level 10 attracted to each other to being having a meeting of the minds. And then there's also kind of a spiritual connection between us, and they're very kind to me emotionally, and they have a lot of wonderful qualities, but they're not able for some reason to show up on a consistent basis in the way that I need. And so I think that that's something that is really important for each of us to understand. This was mentioned, this particular, there's a couple different analogies. I'm going to actually put, so first of all, first thing I want to say is I have said love is not enough before. And then I heard Jillian on love. This is a great, I've actually referred her before, but I'll go ahead and put her in the show notes. Say that love is not enough unless it's met with determination and action, something to that effect, where the two people are like, they're in it. You know, like, they're gonna do what it takes. You know, you have to be in that place of like, I'm gonna do what it takes to make this work. And both people are on that page, you know. Then, in that case, love can be enough. Where it's not enough is when it's just a feeling. If love is just a feeling, then it's not enough. And then the other thing that was said by Margarita Nazarenko, who I love as well, completely different kind of channel, but her ideas are really interesting and great too, is that some people need like a shot glass worth of attention and love, and other people need like a pint, right? And if you're a pint and someone has like shot glass worth of water or whatever to pour into you, that's not going to be enough. It's like, I'm not a cactus, I'm a fucking weeping willow over here. And I like a lot of things, even though I enjoy solitude and stuff, but when it comes to relationship, I do like a good amount of closeness and things like that. So this person, for whatever phase in life they're in, they can't fulfill that in me. And I just, you know, we can't abandon ourselves. So we need to kind of figure out what kind of person we are and what our needs are. And see, and the thing is this doesn't make this other person a bad person. They just aren't able, they're just in a different place. And maybe at some point they are going to be able to deliver that amount of attention to me or someone else, you know. But you cannot, you can't make someone, nor do you want to. So I just let this person know, hey, don't worry about it. You do you, because I send it off with love. Because the thing is there's no point in really getting angry. I mean, yes, it's annoying. Okay, yes, it's very annoying, especially if you set time aside and someone wastes your time. But here's the thing: these are the things that we need to figure out. And honestly, like I don't allow people to waste my time too much. If I notice someone's not doing what they said they were going to do, then I just, you know, I kind of make other plans if I don't hear from them. I mean, what's the point in sitting around doing nothing you know, I'll keep my phone on, but like I'm not going to sit there and worry about it at some point, because you know, and people kind of show you where they're at and who they are and if it's a good fit. So I think the main points of this video are to really notice what is going on versus what you wish would happen, and also finding, you know, your own self-discovery of what you need and what your level of needs are, and if this is compatible. Because if it's not, then you need to make space for something else. And so yeah. I don't know if that's helpful. I mean, I don't know if it makes anybody feel any better. It certainly makes me feel better just knowing that, you know, that I don't have to abandon my own needs, you know, and just because one person, even though I have a lot of feeling toward them, can't meet those needs, I've given them the opportunity and the blueprint, and if they don't want to read it and they can't, and that's the thing, I I really do believe people are doing their best. And I think this person is doing their best with where they are. And it's just not a match. And it doesn't mean anything bad about me or them. I think they're a wonderful, wonderful person that just isn't a match for me. And we're in different times. We're on different. I don't know. Just not gonna happen. But anyway, I hope you have a good week. Hope this helps. And down below, I will link those 2 channels I talked about. I've talked about both of them before, but I do think they're a great help. And, if this resonates with you, you can like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, whatever else. And I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.